Well, everyone, we got something new for you to take a look at today. We're going to open it up, see what's inside next. Stick around. Welcome back, and thank you for joining me today for this unboxing video. Really, really excited about this item coming in today. It's something that a lot of people have been looking for, and unless you happen to be at D23 or know somebody that was, you may not have been able to get a hold of one of these. What am I talking about? Talk about that new Obi-Wan Legacy lightsaber set that just released at D23 last weekend, or weekend prior, I guess it would be. My good friend Justin Lee hooked me up with this again. Same guy I used before to be able to get the Obi-Wan bundle set that came out at Disney, or Disneyland, I should say, in California before they even shipped the pre-orders out. And of course, we know how many people were upset about that, including this one right here, because my pre-order got canceled. But he did help me to be able to pick it up. Reached out to him for this one, and he was gracious enough to help me out with getting this as well. So got it here, ready to open it up. Still taped up, literally just showed up today. If you happen to see the reel today, you saw that I'd got a couple packages in. This was the main one. So I'm gonna open this up, we'll take a look and see what we've got going on in here. So open this screen up a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead and open the box. And this is a big box. I mean, this box is bigger than any of the other lightsaber sets, you know, the legacy ones that are over my shoulder here. It's larger than any of the other boxes. Those were, you know, different as far as shape and size and all that kind of stuff. This one here is much taller. It's a much larger box overall height wise, and it's just really, really different. So I'm interested to see. Now, I'm sure you've probably seen some of the videos that other YouTubers have done that managed to get it, you know, before I was able to get it, mainly because either A, they are part of D23, which I'm part of D23 myself as well, but the unfortunate part is D23, my understanding, is always held over there in Anaheim. And with me living in Florida, it's not as easy to get over there to be able to get these items. Now, I did see that here on some of the Facebook groups here lately, some of these have been dropping at Disneyland, at Doc Ondar's at Disneyland itself, as well as in downtown Disney. My understanding, as of recording this on, I guess today's Monday the 19th, they still had a few here and there, but they were just about sold out. Now, unlike everybody else, I don't know for sure. I'm speculating that there may be some of these that end up showing up in Galaxy's Edge East in Orlando, but they may not. If they do, it may be a little bit later on, kind of the way they did with the Ahsoka set, to where they showed up like a month later, well, almost 2 months later, because they showed up at the beginning of July, and they dropped, so it was a month and a half, because they dropped at Star Wars Celebration at the end of May. So anyway, let's keep going here. Let's take a look. I'm gonna open this up here, and it comes packaged very, very nicely as far as the way it's packaged. We'll go ahead and get this open and see how it looks inside. That out of the way. And it's got that great look. Now this one is, like I said, it's been completely sealed, so I don't know what the number is on this, and I'm going to be interested to see the number on it. All right, so we've got the set out of the shipping box, and I'll tell you what, this thing is big. It is very large. It's much taller and different shape than the other sizes. The other ones are wider. They're much wider and not as tall as this set is. And I'll take a picture of it. I'll put it up here in this corner so you can see it in comparison to the other sets sitting on the shelf, how it looks in size. Up here at the top in Arabic, we've got hello there. You've got Jedi written on the side. Oops, can't see it there. Lights are glaring. You got Jedi written right here. And then on the front, it says Kenobi Legacy. So let's go ahead and open this, take the wrapping off, open it up, and take a good look on the inside. And as you can see, here we go. There's the set. Looks a little better. And on the underneath side, you have, of course, the directions on how to remove the battery packs for each one of the different lightsabers that are in this set. So go ahead and I'm going to open it up. Now, unfortunately, because of copyrights, you won't be able to hear the music playing. But what I will do is, if you go and check, I will have a reel on Instagram that I will put up that you can go and take a look at, that will have the audio being played by this set. So take a look at that. The description, or the link to that, will be in the description down below, so you'll be able to see and hear the audio playing for this. So just don't want to get hit with copyrights on the video here and end up having issues with that. So the audio will be muted for this particular part when I'm opening it up while it's playing music. Alright, so now that the audio was played through on there, I managed to get number 1426 out of 3000, so kind of in the middle. Not a bad number by any means. So when you look at it, then you've got it up on the top here on the lid, the wording on there, and I'll put a picture up so you can see it up close. But it says, "This is the weapon of a Jedi, not as clumsy or random as a blaster, an elegant weapon for a more civilized age." And of course, we know that being a famous quote from Alec Guinness in the original A New Hope Star Wars. Inside the case, we have, of course, the foam protector that they have on there, but underneath we have the lightsabers. And wow, those look really good. Now, I know that a lot of people have already seen the videos that I've done of the original episode 1, or the Padawan lightsaber from Obi-Wan, as it's referred to a lot of times, that's there at the top of the set. If you haven't seen that video, the link will be above my head. You can click on that to take a look at it. The middle one, of course, being the newer version that was released, that's supposed to kind of be like the episode 3 version for Obi-Wan, and that video will also come up above, and you'll be able to get to that if you want to see a more detailed video of that saber. The one I'm going to be really focusing on mostly is going to be the bottom one here, which is supposed to be more of a episode 4, the original Star Wars movie, and the one that he uses in there that Alec Guinness uses to battle Darth Vader at the end of Star Wars, where he sacrifices himself for Luke to be able to see, which puts Luke on the path to becoming a Jedi. So this Joker is heavy. It's got weight to it. I love it. So let's go ahead. Let's take the lightsabers out, set them to the side so that we can really get a good look. All right, so one thing with this set I will say is if you do get this set, underneath the foam tray that the lightsabers set in, so this foam tray here is the additional display emitter pieces. There we go. The display emitter pieces for those two thin neck lightsabers. So we'll leave those in there because we'll take a look at those here in just a few minutes and see what we've got with those. And I want to look at blades. I want to also see if I have the same problem with my Jaymoo Blade in these as I did the first version, the bundle version of the episode 2 and 3 lightsaber for Obi-Wan. Now, let's take a look at the lightsabers. So the first one that we're going to take a look at is going to be the episode 1, the Padawan version, or the one that you see Ewan McGregor use as Obi-Wan Kenobi battling against Darth Maul, played by Ray Park. You see it really well in there, and he actually loses this saber during that battle. What we're going to do now is we're going to look at a comparison. We're going to compare the original version that has since been retired, legacy version, and we're going to compare it to this newer one here. So here's the two side by side. Now you've got the stickers on the new version of it, so you can kind of get an idea and see. We can take a look and see if there's any real differences between the two. Unfortunately, I've already taken all the stickers off of my original one that I got. I love this saber. I like the way it looks. You've got, all the detail on there of this saber. Very nice piece the way it looks. Comparing them side by side, it looks like everything's pretty well about the same. I'm not really seeing anything standing out. Of course, you got the stickers. What I do see is one thing that I know I've seen pointed out as well, and that is right down here on the bottom near the pommel, right beside the cover tech wheel, it actually has the CE number on there. Now, the original one does not have that number on the unit itself, as you can tell. So that is one of the telltale signs when you're looking at them, if you go to purchase a set, whether or not you actually get the one meant for the set. So if you go to purchase a set from somebody and you receive it and it is opened, make sure you double check your original one will have, or the original one for that set, not the original one that was released before, but the one specific to the box set will have that CE number printed on the back on the metal itself. Other than that, everything looks exactly the same. The pommel looks the same. The switch is in the same place. You got the same colorations with the gold and red knobs that are on there. So everything looks pretty well identical, except for that one marker on the back side of that saber. So with that, we're going to go ahead and move on to the newer, the episode 2 and 3 version. And I have taken the stickers off of mine as well on this one. So that'll be the big distinguishing factor between the two when you look at them, is the one with the stickers versus the one without the stickers are the difference between the two in the set. So let's go ahead and take a look at those two now. We've got them here sitting side by side, and as you can see, we've got the same look between the two. There is no real differences. Looks like there's a little bit more weathering looking on the end here. And let me actually turn this light on, see if we can get a little bit better it's going to give you a little bit of glare, but I want to look here at the differences on the weathering between the two. Really, it looks like you got a little bit more weathering on the neck itself. I notice that on the box set version, you've got the black line in the middle. You don't have the black line on this one. That could just be a design factor of how they designed it. I don't know if that would be quality. If yours has, if you have the box set and you have that black line on your emitter end, the thin neck, drop me a comment down below. Let me know what yours looks like. But that's one of the big things I see on the sides where the buttons are at. Everything looks the same there. On the back side, everything looks pretty well the same. You know, the big difference being, you know, you do see some difference in the weathering portion of it here. And as I roll it around, the one thing I do see also is where and let me roll it over here so you can see a little better, where the CE number is on the pommel. It looks like it's in a different location on this particular one, because the original one is more around to the front side. So maybe they've taken some of the comments and things that they had coming back on that being just in an absolutely terrible place because it's right there at the front, and kind of hit it around the backside a little bit more. May have nothing to do with it. May just be that I got lucky and mine's on the backside more towards the CoverTech wheel than it is on the other one. One of the other questions I have is they still left it unweathered on the emitter end of the thin neck, whereas, you know, so they're both the same. They didn't fix that, which of course, you know, you wouldn't expect them to be able to fix many things on there, just, you know, with the fact that they've probably had these all made and ready to go about the same time the bundle set came out. So looking at that, I don't really see any other big differences that I can tell. Everything else looks pretty well about the same between the two. Alright, so that is the originals. Now I really want to look at the newer, the one that hasn't yet been released other than in this set, and that is the episode 4 version, and that is this one. I tell you what, and I'm going to turn this light back off so the glare will go away, get a little bit better look to you on there. But this is so much more weathered in the design and the look of this lightsaber. I'll tell you, it's got the bubble strip there for the on and off, and that is of course your on and off switch. It does have the different notches. Now, I don't know if you really see the difference. I want to show you the difference between the episode 2 and 3 and the episode 4. I'm going to bring that one in here, and this is the one from the set. But you see here, you've got this gold and silver, almost like knobs and a little notch on there, and it looks completely different. Even the shape and everything is different between the two. You can see there's a much different look to that. The weathering on the clasp there, you've got, you know, instead of having the CoverTech wheel, you've got the D-ring. You don't have the gold coloring and the bronze coloring on the thin neck. You've got more of that dark, dirty, dingy look on there. It does have the black line. I know you can't really tell looking at it there. Let me hit that light again real fast. You can see it does have the black line on this one here, whereas it doesn't have it on this one. The spacing is different as well. You can look there and you can see that on the emitter, this one here is kind of squared off. That's got a nice curvature to it there. It's kind of angled. Different type of weathering on that end as well. And then, of course, it's not or it doesn't have the weathering look on the end down here either. So they still left that the same way on this one. And it's got the notches here and the grooves on the side. So I mean, there's some definite distinctions between the three lightsabers that they have in this set and these two, which are technically supposed to be the closest to each other, being episode 2 and 3 series episode 4 design. So much different as far as the way these look compared to each other. So I want to get into the blade colors now. So let me get the cameras out of the way and everything. We'll take a look at the blades. Now let's take a look at the blade emitters. You know, of course, because, you know, unfortunately Disney still has not developed the ability to use like a NeoPixel style blade where you don't have to have these big ugly display or blade emitters, you know, versus your display emitters. They did do a good job as far as matching up the weathering and everything on the display or the blade emitter ends versus the display emitter ends. So at least there's a nice matching as far as, you know, how they look. Just, it's fat and ugly. So let's start out first comparing the original episode 1 as far as how the coloring of the blade looks. You got the typical sound, and then the blade. It's got the same sound. So as far as the original episode 1, it sounds like everything is pretty well the same in the blade and the sound as the original version that's been retired. So my big question is, did they use the newer style software coding in the newer version of the episode 1 in the set compared to the original that actually causes the Jaymoo Blade not to work quite right? So let's take a quick look at that, because I'm kind of curious to see. Okay, so it comes on properly. The issue that I've had with the bundle set was when you go to change the blade color, the way you do it is actually turning the switch off and then back on before the blade comes all the way down. With the new bundle, that was not working. Now James over at Jaymoo's Playground is working on a fix for that. That he'll have available. It may have it available already. I have not chatted with him in a little while since I did the first video to be able to tell. So let's see if they changed the software on this one. Nope, it still is working properly. So they kept the software version on this one, which is great. So let me cycle it back. Alright, back to the original. We'll turn that on. Alright, let's go ahead and move to the episode 2 and 3 version and see if this one has that updated software on it that was causing the issues. Alright, so the original blade, let's go ahead and get that inserted. And got the same sound. So everything seems to be the same on this one as far as the clash effect, the sensitivity, the sound, and everything like that. Let's see how the Jaymoo Blade works in this one. All right, turn it on. Now, here's the test. The other one, when I would turn it off, it would not actually power down the blade. It would stay on and then just turn off altogether. You couldn't cycle through like you saw me doing on the episode 1. Let's try it on this one. This one has the same issue. So there is a software difference as far as the activation on this, and that's what I was referring to, that James over at Jaymoo's Playground is working on. So we know how the episode 2 and 3 work. Let's go ahead and get our first view on the series in episode 4. Man, I'm really looking forward to hearing. I want to see how the difference in sound is. Now, for you guys, just in case you haven't seen one of my videos before, I put a silicone silicone grease on all the threads on my lightsabers. And the reason I do that is it makes it to where, for one, they don't squeak, and two, you're less likely to have an issue with cross-threading and damaging the threads on your lightsabers. It's very safe. It's in synthetic grease. I got this off of Amazon for about $2. I know they sell them also at, some of your local, like Home Depot, Lowe's, places like that, that you can get it. But it works really good. I highly recommend getting a silicone grease, some kind of synthetic multi-purpose grease or whatever like this is, to use on your threads. It'll save you a lot of squeaking like fingernails on a chalkboard, and save your threads. So just keep that in mind. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and put the blade emitter on, and you kind of hear a little bit of that squeaking I'm talking about. And let's see how it looks with the stock Galaxy's Edge blade. Now this has got a slight different tone to the lightsaber than the episode 2 and 3 version does. Still not any more sensitive as far as movement goes. Let's see about clash. Sounds more like that clash sound, the deflect that was on the Alec Guinness version of Obi-Wan from episode 4. So I do like the way that this looks. I mean, even with the fat neck on it, it's not that bad. But I mean, I really wish they would come up with a better blade system for these thin necks to make them work better. But I just don't see Disney changing. So now the real question: how does the Jaymoo work in it? Is this going to give us issues with ignition? Okay, so we got the Jaymoo Blade in. Let's go ahead and activate it and see how it does. Okay, so it comes on properly. It does go off properly. Let's see how it cycles. So, it looks like the software issue that they're having is isolated to just the bundle kit version of the episode 2 and 3. Now, I will be interested to see if and when they release the bundle version or the episode 2 and 3, if in a non-bundle pack, if they do that, in the gray case, for instance, if they'll have that software corrected or not. Don't know. It'll be interesting to see, but definitely looks like they did not have a problem with the Jaymoo Blade in this one. And of course, as we know, the Jaymoo Blade is a third-party, unofficial lightsaber blade for these, that's made through Jaymoo's Playground on Etsy. So I'm sure Disney's not going to go and fix that software issue just to make somebody else's blade work. So it's going to be up to James over at Jaymoo to get that straightened out, which, like I said, I know that he's been working on it. Hopefully he's got that all straightened out at this point. So thank you for joining me. I do appreciate you guys. If you're interested in any other videos that I have, any other Legacy lightsaber videos that I've got, click right up here. This is a playlist that'll take you to where I've done all the review videos for every single one of the Legacy lightsabers that Disney has put out, including all of the retired versions. So jump on that video playlist, take a look at some of those. I think you'll enjoy it, especially if you have any questions on it. Also, while you're at it, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button down there in the corner. I appreciate it when you guys do that because it helps the channel out. I'm trying to build the channel up to be able to provide you guys with even more videos and better content. So thanks for joining me. The socials are across the bottom of the screen. As always, you know, that's where you're going to get the most up-to-date information as to when videos come out. So thanks for joining me. I do appreciate each and every one of you. And as always, may the Force be with you.